There we go. Now the mic is there. Live chat. Okay. It says, excellent connection.
Excellent.
So we'll give it a few minutes. Give everyone a few minutes here.
Yep.
Because it's like 6 right now. 6:01, actually.
Yeah, it actually is. You're late.
We're late. Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh.
We're late for our own show.
Oh, Lordy. Lord.
Oh, awesome. Toby's here. Slash's Graveyard Tales.
Oh, cool. Hey,
Slash Cooper.
Hey, man. Hope you're feeling better.
Yeah, we hope you're doing good. Shout out to Slash's Graveyard Tales, our horror host friend. Him and his wife are amazing people. And we hope that Slash and Foxy are doing good soon so they can have more shows out there.
Yep. Absolutely.
And they're on Facebook and YouTube. Slash's Graveyard Tales.
Check it out.
Yeah, Ed Burge is here. Wiki Bobby's here.
Louie's here, and he wants to go outside. But I'm doing a show, Lou.
We're doing a show, Louie.
We're doing a podcast. You want to come up?
Childers is here. Hey, Miss Amanda.
Nope. Come on, Bubba.
So my voice is a little not so.
It's getting better, but
I still sound stuffy, don't I?
Still sound very congested, like not very, but congested for sure.
Oh yeah.
Like Rudolph when he's wearing from the animated Rick and Bass when he's got the black cap on his nose. He talks like, "She thinks I'm cute." You got that thing going on.
She thinks I'm cute.
Now I don't make you say that anymore. Whenever you have a stuffy nose, that was always the go-to for me.
Just to hear
but
me.
I've stopped doing that.
You have.
Yeah.
And the computer fan is loud if you hear that on the mic. It sounds like the ocean.
PCs, I swear to God.
It's this model of laptop. It's just a little noisy sometimes.
Yeah, that's not me passing wind silently. That is the computer.
There are treats over by your table. Maybe treats would get them
Where by the table?
It's on the floor next to that little side table.
Oh, come on, man. Okay.
I hope you are getting better. Yeah, I'm doing a little bit better. It's just I caught a cold and it was like at the worst timing possible.
This what you want, baby?
So we'll talk about that in a minute here. All right, are we ready to start the podcast?
I believe so. Louie is satiated for the moment, and I think we could kick it off here. So, ready?
Okay, and if people miss it, they could just catch the replay later.
That's the beauty of the internet, right? About YouTube, anyway. We archive our shows. You can just watch anybody. You can watch them anytime you want.
Right.
Okay, and with that said, hello everyone, and welcome to another, what we hope to be a very exciting episode of Living the Scream.
The behind the scenes of The Mummy and the Monkey, and I am Janet, the Mummy.
And I am James. I portray the monkey, Grimgory, and she's Janet the K, on our Friday night program that comes on at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, called The Mummy and the Monkey's Hairy, Scary Hangout. It's a horror-hosted show, kind of like Mystery Science Theater 3000 or Elvira, where we show bad movies, make fun of them, and hang out with you for a good 2 hours, sometimes more.
A really nice comment that I saw recently. The famous artist, Mitch O'Connell.
World famous artist.
World's best artist. Commented on one of our YouTube episodes of the Hairy Scary Hangout, saying that it reminded him of the Ghoul. He's like, this is like the Ghoul. I love it.
The sound drops I put in there.
So famous artist Mitch O'Connell, who has done art for Svengoolie.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing art.
We have some of his artwork hanging up in our living room right now.
He likes
some prints.
He liked our video. I was like, wow.
Yeah, we've been acquainted. We've talked to Mitch here and there over like at least the past 10 years. Definitely, I've definitely, known who he was before that, and then since then I got to meet him in an art gallery showing he did in Cleveland. He participated in. It was for the Ghoul. The Ghoul did a thing here when he was still kicking, obviously. I think it was 2013 or something like that. There was an art gallery, and I think it was over in Shaker Heights or something like that. But they did a Ghoul show-related art show. Mm-hmm. And there was a tattoo. It was a part of a tattoo parlor that was around at that time. And they just opened up one of their space in their gallery to hang, artwork. I did a piece for it. That was a printed poster of the Ghoul.
Right.
Mitch O'Connell did a really huge, really cool. It was giant. Painting of the Ghoul's face, head, and some other stuff around it. But the cool thing was he lined the whole frame of this picture he painted with firecrackers. And then later on, actually, no, those are two different places. No, wow, I take that back.
There were two different events, right?
The show that you went to is where you had the firecracker one.
Because there was the giant, like, paper mache...
effigy of the ghoul.
It was like a, what do you call it? Piñata.
Yeah.
But
an effigy.
It was full of fireworks, and they blew it up.
Yeah, well, they had that, and they also had a framed picture of the ghoul that he had lined with fireworks. They blew it up outside of the thing in the front. Mm-hmm. After they did the ghoul effigy thing, I think they blew him up 2 different times. But anyway, going back to that event with the ghoul, but I met Mitch there, and he had some stuff I guess he did for the ghoul at that particular art show. But yeah, he's a cool dude, man, and
so that was nice to see.
Nice to hear from him. Thanks.
Yeah.
That's cool to know.
And Amanda's asking, Janet, did you see the Northern Lights? No, I was on the couch sipping tea, just
You had to be in a certain spot. I mean, I don't know if you could see him where we were.
Yeah, I think where we are, there's too many city lights.
Something was going on.
Yeah, there were some beautiful photos online of the Northern Lights, the Aurora Borealis effect, and it looked beautiful.
More like the Aurora Borealis.
No, I thought it was cool. It's just where we are, I don't think we had a good view of it.
I would have loved to. I mean, but 2 celestial events in one year, the eclipse and Aurora Lights, I don't know if I can handle all that.
Wow, epic.
Okay. Anyway, but no, we missed those. Dang it.
So, let's talk about Mummy and the Monkey stuff first, and then we'll do the thrifting stuff later. So if you guys are watching this podcast, we usually do half and half where we talk about behind the scenes with the Mummy and the Monkey show, our characters that we dress up as, and what's going on with the show and things like that. And then the other half is usually like our reselling and thrifting adventures and eBay selling adventures.
Radio.
So, with the Mummy and the Monkey, I felt so bad about canceling. So we were supposed to be at an event Saturday in Grafton, Ohio called CosCon, and it was a 1-day cosplay show. It was just a fun and nerdy event featuring all things cosplay and nerddom, like anime, comic book heroes, sci-fi, stuff like that. And we agreed to go as guests, and we were honored to be invited as guests. We were actually looking forward to going and getting video and seeing all the different costumes and stuff. And Thursday, I started getting sick.
Don't do that! You're going to paw my junk over here. Hey!
Louie.
Come here. You got dusty paws too? Gonna give me...
Louie's very needy.
Come here, buddy.
He's wanting all the things. So by Friday afternoon, I called the promoter of the event and let him know what was going on. I thought, well, let me talk to him on the phone and just talk. It's more personable than sending an email. I wanted to just let him know what was going on. So unfortunately, we had to cancel. My voice was even worse then. I'm doing a little better now, but it's just one of those weird things that at first I thought it could have been allergies, and then it ended up being a summer cold. So
yeah,
here we are.
But you're getting better, and
in the grand scheme of things, it's not a big deal. I'm fine. It's just I have to get my voice back and everything. So
that's right. We got a show this Friday night.
Yes, we
do. You got to be ready.
We do.
I'm not doing all the talking. I can, though.
I will be...
just joking. Of course I will.
I will be ready. And people are saying, hi, Louie. Lois says, hi, Louie. Team Louie, says Richard.
Wiki Bobby has a good question.
Is Grim or Janet going in any...
Going to be any
more movie cameos? We might be in one.
There's something coming... Yeah,
at the end of the year.
Yeah, there was some talk going on.
But we, it's kind of up in the air right now because they're working on getting the project put together. But there are some indie filmmakers that want to put us in as cameos for their future projects.
We love doing that.
So we love it. That would be a lot of fun. So yeah, episode 235 of the Harry Scary Hangout is this Friday. And we're trying to figure out a movie. There was one that I looked up that's a sci-fi movie. I thought maybe a science fiction movie to shake things up. And it's, what the heck's the name of it?
Rocket to...
Something to Mars. From 1950s.
Oh, not Mission to Mars.
Not Mission to Mars.
Rocket to
A Fly to Mars?
I don't
Something
know.
to Mars.
I haven't looked it up yet.
So far, it looks like it's okay for YouTube. We'll see. And then you're going to work your magic on it and put the sound effects in it.
You know it. Hey, we want Mitch O'Connell to have another good thing to watch.
Yeah. And we're hoping to maybe do a little quickie skit this week. Boy. If not this week, then maybe in another week or two. I know we've been wanting to shoot more skits and people have been wanting to see more skits, but trying to juggle all the things, sometimes is a challenge.
We even added more work to our pile, and this is all stuff that has nothing to do with our day jobs. But working on Mummy the Monkey, that's a whole. We try to do a new show every week, pretty, as consistent as we can. We definitely don't do, we definitely do at least 3 shows a month, if not all 4.
About 2 to 3 shows a month.
Yeah,
with our regular.
3's the average for sure.
Yeah, about 2 or 3.
But we've also took on, and it debuted finally this Saturday night. It came on the chopping block on the Kings of Horror channel, YouTube channel.
So we're it's
another show we're working on.
It's a collaboration deal with another YouTube channel, and they are called the Kings of Horror, and they have over 1 million subscribers, and they specifically will get digital rights to play independent movies or like maybe smaller studio retro horror films.
Yeah, I mean, some of the releases are pretty,
There's
good.
some really good movies that they have on their channel that you can watch for free.
Yeah, our next one, yeah. So that's what they are.
It's like really cool stuff.
And, they reached out to do to develop this thing they're calling the chopping block, and the thing there is they're throwing their hat into the ring of horror hosts, having horror hosts on their channel. And this is something that I started talking about, I think, in our last podcast. Like, when something's popular with anything, could be candy bars, could be TV shows, doesn't matter. When there's something trending, like in this case with horror hosts like Svengoolie, to the point where they're adding more characters to the show, that MeTV's doing really well with the Svengoolie show. They're making money off of it, selling merchandise, and probably a pretty good penny on the revenue on it. Why wouldn't another TV station do the same thing? You would think that would pop up more often, like someone would try to replicate that, or is it just I don't know if a few $1 million. I have no idea what they're making.
With all of the over-the-air antenna channels and with all of these different streaming services, you'd think you would. I mean, there's a good chunk of us out there, a good chunk of horror hosts out there.
But
you would think like the other over-the-air stations would also have
because
the
reason why Svengoolie he gets like 1 million to 2 million viewers, views each episode.
About 2 million views a week.
Okay.
From what we heard.
Yeah, it can get that high. So I mean, there's the number there. There's the you think that would attract or entice some other TV station, even if it's a smaller version of whatever affiliate they are with the network to develop their own show. But what?
But let's switch gears and go back to the chopping block.
I am. I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Talking about.
Sorry. That. Okay.
So
just wasn't sure.
So what the chopping block is doing.
Where you were taking this.
I'm talking. I touched on when I was bringing this up last week when I was talking. I was just touching back on that.
A couple weeks ago.
I'm a little bit. I don't know what's wrong with me right now. I'm trying to stay on track. But so the chopping block, or Kings of Horror, I should say, on YouTube. Their idea is to develop this thing called the chopping block, which I think 2 times each month, like every other weekend of a month.
It's like a couple times a month.
They had this, they're gonna have like a horror host as a double feature. The first time they did it was 2 weeks ago. It was Mr. Lobo.
Yeah,
and
Mr. Lobo.
Yeah, he showed Last Man on Earth.
Dean of the Dead.
Then Dean of the Dead. He's a guy from the UK.
He's like a zombie guy.
Yeah. He did his show, and they do them back to back. And he did his show, and he showed Night of the Living Dead. But the premise is the chopping block, like a block of horror hosts. That's what the pun is. Mm-hmm. And it's a double feature, but it's also hosted by a Kings of Horror. Initially, they wanted some other people to host it, but I think that kind of fell through, or something didn't work out, from what we understand. But what they did was they created this like television monitor character that talks to the audience and kind of explains what's coming up next. The Mummy and the Monkey. Blah, blah,
kind
blah,
of like
blah.
an announcer.
Yeah, sort of a host that hosts the show.
Like the chopping block announcer.
Yeah. So that's how they wrap it up. So it's like one, it's all sort of cohesive. And from what I understand...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no.
Well, I was going to add, and originally this was going to debut in April. There were some delays behind the scenes, but it looks like it's okay now where everyone's like trying to get things moving.
Yeah. And then this past Saturday, we had our episode done and ready before April 13th, but we just now got it to the people there at Kings of Horror, and they matched us up with Dr. Sarcophagi, who had his show before ours, and this started at 8:30, correct? Is that right? 8 o'clock? 8 o'clock.
Dr.
8:30.
8:30.
Yeah.
Or no, was it 8?
It was 8:30, and then
I think it was 8, and then we were on at 9:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But so that was the double feature last Saturday, and we had a decent turnout. And the idea there obviously is like for if they have 1 million subscribers to Kings of Horror, that we'll get some people that are just going to want to check out the subscribers to see what they're showing, brand new, and they premiere these episodes. You can go watch them now, but they premiered with the chat that Saturday night.
Yes, so these are scripted shows, so we're not live in front of the camera.
Yeah.
We're not there in front of the audience physically.
Yeah.
But there is a live chat while it premieres.
Right.
So we pop into the chat just to see how it's going and to see, what people think of the show.
Yeah, we hung out the whole night in the chat and on the channel, and just kind of watch how things are going. And there were some interesting questions that were asked as our show ran. And I believe it was Wiki Bobby or somebody, but if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But someone asked if this is a new show or is it a repeat of we just send in some of our old material and they just showed it with the new movie. No,
this was all new material that we put together, and the movie is Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, so they let us pick out a handful of movies to host for their channel, and they have a great library of movies that we could choose from.
Yeah, and the concept for our show, it's totally different. It's like not the Harry Scary Hangout, it's the Mummy and the Monkey's Tome of Terror, which is over there. It's this book that so when we were approached to help to be a part of this chopping block, my main thing was having something that we could write to, or so we're just not doing. Oh, there's the tentacles.
These are the props that were made.
So I had to hustle and come up with a book, which is a tome. And if you've seen the beginning of our show, that little rhymes Dr. Seuss thing we're going to do, it's going to be the beginning of it. That's the main intro as a show. But so this is a book I built. I prefabbed. Out of pieces, parts, a lot of metal and plastic on here, and I ordered that acrylic eye off of
it was someone on
creator on eBay that makes stuff like this. But anyway, so that's the premise: is that there's a magical book that Janet has that I accidentally make a wish to show better movies on our new show on Kings of Horror, and our wish gets granted, but there's consequences with each wish, or with each movie that we show. And we can't reverse the spell, or can we? I mean, that's going to be part. See, that's what I'm saying. The idea was to come up with something that I could write to, because that's going to be considered. How can we reverse this? Is there any way we can, make this not affect us as much? And on our first episode, Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, and another twist to it is that whatever movie we show has some kind of related consequences to the spell. That's what the whole thing is. So on Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, since it was a zombie movie. The book mutated a head cheese sandwich that Grimm made into a tentacle monster. That you just saw the tentacles, but we describe it. We had the low budget.
You don't see all of the monster. No. You just see part of it.
In your head, you do. But
yes.
Anyway,
it's theater of the mind.
So that's the idea. Tome of Terror, Mummy and the Monkey's Tome of Terror. Every episode that we do there once a month, I believe, for the next at least 6 months. It's going to be all scripted, all new Mummy and the Monkey material.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to be we're still hosting the Harry Scary Hangout.
Yes.
But we also have to set aside a couple of days here and there to film stuff for that other show and to do the editing and get that done.
It's a lot to do, but I know we can do it. It's just,
We wanted to give it a try because we thought it was a cool idea what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
We thought it was a great opportunity to help promote one another, and I liked that they had a library of movies that we could choose from.
Yeah, decent ones too.
That were it was a step,
one that we
better than the movies that we could show.
And people ask all the time, when are you going to show better? Hey, could show this like we could just show any movie we want. We can't.
Yeah.
But there's movies we'd like to show, There's not Godzilla, -1, but like Gorgo.
Yeah.
There's a 4K version of Gorgo they're allowed to show. And we picked that. Hopefully everything goes right and we'll be able to show Gorgo.
Because that would be amazing to host that.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
It's the Irish Godzilla, but it's great,
The UK version.
Well, yeah, they find him in Ireland or whatever. But yeah, anyone saying anything?
So we're gonna read some comments. There's a lot of comments here.
Yeah. Now, and another question that came up asked about sound effects in the movies.
So for the chopping block, we won't be putting sound effects in the movies because
for multiple reasons.
The movies are a little bit.
They're a little better.
The movies are a little bit better, and they're not as deserving of it.
Well, they don't need the extra seasoning.
They don't need the extra 11 herbs and spices
because they're hopefully enjoyable enough, and they're not as horrible as most of this direct we have to show because it's public domain. That's sort of the twist.
Yeah.
And it keeps it a point of differentiation between our Kings of Horror show, so you don't feel like you're watching the same thing all the time. And when you watch our Harry Scary Hangout.
Cirrus James says Louis is a great therapy cat.
Oh boy,
Louis is awesome. Louis is awesome.
You should be an acupuncturist with those claws in your side all the time, right in the side fat. Boom.
David Hayes says, did you get any reaction from your partners in Kings of Horror hosts about how your premiere episode went?
Well, the one guy that we deal with directly said he loves what we're doing. He loves our world building, which I've always loved that term when I heard it years ago. Mm-hmm. It's stuff that we've kind of always done on the show. Even in our first iteration of the Mummy and the Monkey show, when it was scripted, we did like 12 episodes of that, and we sell them all the time at our conventions. There might even be some up on YouTube still somewhere. It's just called The Mummy and the Monkey.
Yeah, like some of our old episodes.
We show a movie, the same types of movie we show now with sound effects, and we scripted all the.
It was all scripted.
Parts.
Well, some of our original episodes didn't have sound effects.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it was before we really were gung ho about sound effects.
Yeah, but anyway, but the main point is that they were scripted shows and not live extemporaneous, streaming things where we're just kind of making up stuff as we go.
Skookum Silver Cup. That's an interesting name. I'm a new member, just stopping by for a bit to say hi.
Hello. Thanks for stopping by.
So
yeah.
And let's see. Great Saturday with you guys, and children shouldn't play with dead things, says Sears.
Love that movie.
So the chopping block will be available now, says Bruce Cook. Yeah, it's available. You could go and watch the past episodes on the Kings of Horror YouTube channel.
Yep.
Just look on YouTube, Kings of Horror chopping block, and us, our show is on there along with like Mr. Lobo and Dr. Sarcophagi and Dean of the Dead.
Yeah. So, and I think that might be, I don't know if that's the only 4 hosts participating so far.
I think right now just the 4.
Those 4 so
we did recommend a few others to Kings of Horror.
Yeah.
But I think they're just starting out with the 4 for now.
They're trying to figure out.
To see how it goes.
Yeah, there's still some stuff on their end, I think, with the show format. The way they wrap it together, how they're trying to work that out. I think that might even change. But yeah, the person we're directly dealing with at the Kings of Horror loves what we're doing, and all I did was, or all we did, I should say, is this is what we've talked about. We had a few discussions with the guy before, and he mentioned the hosts doing their own thing, but stuff that's more specific to the channel, the Kings of Horror channel, and that's why he mentioned it a few times in the episode. And maybe there's a possibility of the hosts interacting somehow.
Maybe they do some video back and forth to create something.
Yeah, we don't know yet.
We don't know yet.
But
it's kind of, this is kind of, it's all new for them and for us, so we're just trying to work it out together.
Well, it's more new for them, and and this goes back to what I'm saying about
it's new for us, as in working with a whole different channel.
Oh yeah.
And working like
but this is what
in
I'm
a
talking,
different
this is
way.
Touching back to when I brought up the Svengoolie thing. It could be anybody, but it just happens to be Svengoolie is the guy. So here's a legitimate YouTube channel, which to me is just as legitimate as any network that's been on the air.
Yeah, I mean,
because if you've got a million people watching,
you have
or subscribe. That's a lot of eyes. That's a lot of people that cared to hit that button. It's a lot.
I mean, even a smaller channel, if you've got a steady.
Yeah.
I think it's still legit if you have a steady following and those same people come back to watch you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying. So, they wanted to throw their, like I said before, their their top hat into the ring, their horror host top hat, and try to do kind of on the popularity of horror hosts, especially Svengoolie, the main one that people seem to know. Why not replicate that if you can? So I think that's what the chopping block's supposed to be.
Yeah. To give it a try.
Yep.
So,
And our what we wanted from this was hopefully, some of the people that
are watching their channel will look us up.
Yeah, come visit our show on Friday
I did
night. See
some of the comments where, like, when Dr. Sarcophagi was on, someone was like, oh, well, where does he do his show?
Okay.
Like, I want to look him up. You know?
Why wouldn't you want to see more?
So I'm hoping, like, the people that will watch it on the chopping block on Kings of Horror will, I want to look up these characters. What's up with them?
Yeah, that's
follow them on social media or whatever.
Yeah, but wait, there's more. I mean, you can totally look us up.
Check out the thousands of videos we have.
Yeah, we got lots of stuff. So.
Okay, let's see.
A lot of content.
Slash says, you both keep killing it. Leave your legacies and imprint on the genre. Oh,
hey, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, and you do the same. I remember first meeting Slash as a horror hound a bunch of years ago.
I remember.
And boom, with the character and everything, all in, totally different. I'm not gonna say. He actually created a character. And all the horror hosts created characters, but this one was a little bit different ilk,
Had a different vibe going. And great aesthetic.
Great aesthetic, and but then the attitude as well.
Yes.
I mean, the whole,
He's all about it. He's all in. Yeah.
Horror host, and knows all the stuff about it and all the background, which is, again, as long as someone's interested in something, that's enough, but it's always nice when someone has that extra, knowledge, and knows exactly what's going on with everything.
It's so when you see something different.
Well, that for me as a creative person, that's what I'm attracted to. I'm like, whoa, this is not a cookie cutter.
Because there's not many werewolf horror hosts.
No, and the other one that we
I like the 1980s.
There's what's his Mac?
Wolfman Mac.
Wolfman Mac.
Yeah.
He's cool.
Yeah.
I wish I could see.
I spoke with him once on the phone years ago.
Would love to look up more of his stuff.
I think I'm still Facebook friends with him.
And there's that other fella that wears sort of that Peaky Blinder hat with the werewolf mutton chops.
Oh, whatever happened to him?
I think he's more of a Vortex type of host or something.
I don't know.
Dang it, I looked up. But his
outfit was more furry.
Yeah, it was different.
He had more fluff.
Different, but again, I don't know enough about.
Baron von
Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein.
Yeah, that's what it is. I think.
Wolfen something.
And I think he's in. Interviewed in what's the
Baron von Fluffy Wolf.
Yeah, in American Scary. I think he's in American Scary. But Slash was but like I said, his attitude about the serious attitude towards horror hosting, and how much of an art it is, and how he was like all about it, like I say, a cheerleader. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was like, and it's like the poster boy type of thing.
Yep.
Like, hey,
the cheerleader for the genre.
He's saying everything everyone's thinking. And granted, everybody's doing their own things, but he just kind of came along and wanted to,
like, hey, I'm gonna do it this way.
Yeah.
And we're like, cool.
And a really positive attitude and stuff like that, and it made you want to know more about the character and more about the show. And then he's like puts out Graveyard Tales, and he's just been killing it since. So man,
follow him on Facebook, and you'll see what videos he puts out later on.
Yep. And I haven't seen anything change. Like, he's been the exact same person. And that means
meaning that he's a good dude and has a good heart. Yeah. And he's true to himself.
That's what I mean. Yeah, he has not.
He's honest.
He hasn't done anything that he or said anything that that sometimes in this business people they do change. It's weird, but again, like you think everyone we all have everything had the same thing. We all dress up like characters. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's another huge point too.
So
anyway.
Okay. Anyways, we're glad to be working on this collab, and it feels so nice to be able to actually talk about it.
Oh my God, it was killing us.
Because we wanted to say something, and then we talked to a few fans in person about it, but we didn't put anything online until officially it was out.
No, I mean,
and we couldn't say anything for a while until we got the okay.
And we could have, but the whole point was, to have this be like a surprise,
a new surprise thing.
For the people that watch our show now, And here's some more extra, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Here's a whole other thing. And we need to shoot the next episode
very
quick.
soon.
Yeah.
Very, very soon.
I got to write something for it.
You have to follow up with that one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Michaela says, hello all from Michaela. Hey, Michaela.
Yeah. Hello.
Let's see. Wiki Bobby says, when you showed Bride of the Gorilla, I loved the one of when Grimm appeared in it running with sound effects. So he likes it when he puts you in the movie. Like, he likes it when you
sometimes.
put us in the movie.
I'll put the drops of us in running around, like, where it
so
fits.
maybe we should do more of that with the green screen.
The Ghoul did it all the time.
Yeah.
But it is funny.
Oh, and then David Hayes asked if you did the animation for the
Creechy Comics?
Creechy Comics.
Creechy Comics, yep. That was something that we... Because when we first did The Mummy and the Monkey, I had this whole... I'm all about format. Like, I like... If you watch our show, our Harry Scary Hangout, you know there's a rhythm, a pattern to it. You know, we break the movie up into 4 15-minute segments usually, and we have our intro. Then we come back with a skit from the first part of the movie. Then do a little rap, talk a little bit. Then go into the next part of the movie, and then do a Stasha skit.
Yes.
Talk a little bit, So we have a pattern, and then towards the end we'll do what do you do stuff for that one part of our show where people send in photos of what they do when they're watching our show, or how
fan photos,
or what
fans send
or how their TV set up, because some people have these amazing stuff all around their room and their TV when they watch our show, or for their monitors, whatever. And then we get into the last thing after the last part of the movie. Besides the prize giveaway, is a segment called Cleveland TV show Time Travel, where I specifically hone in on stuff that was shown in the past on late night horror shows here in Cleveland. I get all the information of the little TV guides that I have from over the years.
Just a little retrospective.
Yeah, so there's a pattern, So Creechy Comics on our first iteration of The Mummy and the Monkey. Creechy Comics was supposed to be in every episode, like a segment. It would be its own thing. Because Grimm, it's like Grimm reading or whatever, not reading, but hosting the introing the story for the night, the comic book story. And since I love drawing and I love comics, and I wish I would have gotten more into doing comics, illustrating, because I don't know why I didn't. I just was content with doing the stuff I do professionally for toy companies and stuff like that. Anyway. Creechy Comics just another outlet for me to do something I like to do, and I think it's gonna. I want it to be a part of every episode in the chopping block. So there's gonna be I'm gonna work on another Creechy Comics, a new one, something new, for the next episode, I believe.
Cool.
And then I have another Demon Head that from before. That's
Detective Demon
Head. I like. And there's other stuff I could do too, but yeah, I should have enough time to complete something for each episode of the new deal we're doing.
Cool.
So it'll be Creechy, and then we have another segment that we do, like interviewing people.
Yeah, where we just we'll play like a little celebrity interview, just to cut a few things in there with.
Yeah, because again, there will be a pattern. Basically, we'll chop up any movie we do into 4 segments.
That way, it's like maybe about 20 minutes of movie, and then it cuts to us.
And it went by so fast.
20 minutes of movie, then it cuts to us.
Yeah, whatever we're doing, And so that's usually...
So the pacing is a little... So it's even.
So here's the math for the show. There's the new stuff, the Mummy and the Monkey new stuff would be an intro, another segment of us coming back, and then the outro. So there's 3 things that we need to get done.
Like 3 new segments,
and then
the other,
Comics
like an
interview
and the comic book thing.
We'll repurpose, right? So because we have to do it that way because of time.
So our other skits and some stuff we're going to keep exclusive to the Harry Scary Hangout.
Yeah.
And if you are new viewers, like I see King Vibe is in the chat, and he was in the Kings of Horror chat.
Oh,
so thanks for stopping by, King Vibe. If you are new to watching us, check out our live tab on this channel, and you can look at our past live streams. That way you can kind of see what the Harry Scary Hangout is all about. And it's a little bit different from what will be on Kings of Horror, but both will be fun to watch.
We hope you find it fun.
We hope you find it fun to watch.
But and I think it's important too to keep a different flavor to, if we would do something else sometime. We have another idea for a show we've never done anything with.
Many ideas, but
that's the Mummy and the Monkey, but it's a totally different flavor than Tome of Terror and the Harry Scary Hangout. So,
Yeah.
you want two different, they call that cannibalizing your product. If you put out, we're going to put out Tide, and we're going to put out Tide in a blue box. But what's the difference? Nothing. It's just, or we're going to put out another detergent that's the same thing as Tide. But you wouldn't do that because you're cannibalizing your sales. So what we were trying to do is make the experience different, for anything else we do outside of the Harry Scary Hangout.
Right.
Because it's a different thing. So there'll be stuff you can see here, and hopefully you'll watch the other thing.
Yeah,
and
a little
vice versa.
different offerings.
Yeah.
Yes. So Real Paranormal Activity, the podcast network,
Ooh.
says hello, everyone.
Hello.
Ooh, cool.
Hello.
We'll have to check out their podcast.
How
I think
are
I've
you?
looked at their channel before, and they had some neat stuff. All right, let's see. Any new Stasha skits soon? Well, maybe. We're working on it.
Oh,
We're
boy.
trying.
We'll so
see.
burnt, but we're trying to
I
figure it
have
out.
some skit ideas for things that aren't Stasha related, so we'll see. There's like so many things. And when we're done with this podcast, I have to work on a short video for YouTube because we received a product in the mail that they wanted us to review. So,
but that's a good
I
thing.
have to do that too.
That people pay attention enough of the show to where they notice when something's like, that things haven't been freshened up here and there. Although my argument, or my thing when we talk about this stuff is that when we do a live show, that's all new material.
Yeah.
It's all...
When we're live, it's all new.
We're sitting here talking for, 10 minutes
The interaction is all new.
That's all new stuff.
Whatever we babble about will be all new.
Now, it's not an excuse not to do any more skits.
Yes.
Don't get us wrong. We want to do more skits.
We do.
I have a Bananas one we should do just because.
We have an idea for that, and it's just
been sitting on that one for 2 years. We just got to do it.
Yeah, just have to actually do it.
But yeah.
And Mano, she hasn't been around. I haven't filmed anything
The
with
last
her in a
couple
while.
have been a little. We're kind of running out of ideas there, but we just have to sit down and think about it.
You have to think it through.
Get out those edibles. Let's have a writing session.
Okay, so I'm trying to think if there's anything else from Mummy and Monkey.
No, the big thing was the Tome of Terror.
Yeah, that was the big announcement.
Finally got, and like you said, it's up there to watch right now if you want to watch it. And the views are okay,
We're going to keep going with, working on shows throughout the summer. Some people are taking summer breaks. We're not taking summer breaks. We're still working.
Yeah, so that's what we want. But I want to do it.
But no, we love doing it. And it's something we care about. We're passionate about.
And we love hanging out with y'all.
And
so.
we love being around for the...
It's fun.
Yeah.
And when we don't do the show, we miss it. So it's like...
We do.
But we'll be right back.
Captain Awesome says, I just saw the Momo movie Janet is in, and it is awesome.
That is a good movie.
Oh, yeah. The Missouri Monster, Momo. Yeah, that's available on
movie.
Amazon. You can definitely get that on Amazon. And I think maybe some other streaming services. But yeah, look up Momo, the Missouri Monster. I have a cameo in there.
I wonder if we can host that. You think he's going to get a hold of that?
We'll have to ask.
Huh.
Maybe one day. So we're going to switch gears here and go into the reselling side of things.
I'm not grandma like that.
No summer appearances for right now. We have some fall appearances, and I think we'll just leave it at that because there's a lot of stuff we have to do this summer behind the scenes.
Oh, boy.
We have family visiting this summer. We want to make sure things are set up for them. So.
Everyone's got stuff going on,
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Okay, so.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing.
We're going to switch gears to eBay and reselling and thrifting.
Yeah.
And sales are steady. My store is growing. I listed a bunch of dolls recently that sold, some Chatty Cathys and some vintage dolls.
Did you get the one out of there?
Yeah. I shipped that one out.
Okay.
Yep. So, and then I listed a reproduction Chatty Cathy today that was from 1999, but it was a reproduction of the 1960 version.
Oh.
So that's cool. And then I have some things that I thrifted recently that I have to list probably tomorrow maybe. So this is cool for the horror fans, the people that like the Chucky movies.
I missed that one. We were looking through some stuff the other day.
Yeah.
I missed that one.
So this is this Bride of Chucky?
It's Seed of Chucky.
Seed of Chucky.
Seed.
So this is from Seed of Chucky?
Ew.
Yeah, it says Seed of Chucky.
I know.
It's from 2004.
Nice.
And
it's vintage.
Yeah, technically it's vintage.
Nice.
It's 20 years old. It does have a few little rips in the latex, like around the chin.
It'll happen.
He's got some flaws, but I think he's still sellable, and the price was right. So.
Did you look up any comps on it?
It looks like one sold a few months ago for around $35.
Oh, okay.
But I might try between 25 and 30 because he has a few little flaws.
Well,
I'll price him a little bit lower.
So here's what's weird. Like, you would think Halloween would sell good on eBay. Certain things do, but masks don't.
Some do and some don't.
I know it's with anything, but I'm shocked how slow. And I have some cheap stuff up on mine. I think it's just because it's so easy to get.
I sold one within a week once, but it was like a $500 mask.
Oh.
And it was one I had in my collection for a long time.
Oh, yeah, I remember the Don Post. Yeah.
It was a Don Post Universal, like the mummy mask. And I was on the fence about even selling it, but they deteriorate over time. And I thought I better just flip it while I can because the latex does kind of wear away.
There was some Halloween. Yeah, so it's from the same place, I'll say. I found this old guy mask, which is kind of funny. And I found some other masks. This thing, I don't know what this thing's supposed to do. It's got a barcode on it.
Ooh, look at him.
He's like a zombie.
He's kind of goblin, different.
Zombie goblin thing, huh?
He's kind of cool.
Yeah, but he has big old, looks like Kmart or something, you know.
It looks like something from Kmart.
Yeah, big UPC tag. So.
Oh, I miss Kmart. I was watching a YouTube thing the other night about Kmart.
And then this one.
I'm such a dork.
This one's funny, too.
And I used to work for a Kmart a long, long time ago. In a galaxy far, far away.
It's Dennis Rodman.
Oh, my goodness. That is funny.
I'll bear a cover letter. This is Dennis Rodman.
With the green hair and everything.
Yeah.
How funny.
Dennis Rodman mask. Boy.
Hey, I never even knew they made one.
Looks like somebody cut it a little bit there. Or I don't know. Maybe not. Whatever. Yeah, looks like it's tore there. But I don't know if it's worth anything, but I grabbed it.
That is funny. Lois says, I used to buy all the shoes and clothing at Kmart. I'd follow the blue light specials. Oh, nice. So this is one I grabbed, and it's marked Lassie 1989 Gund.
Was ist das Gund?
Well, there's some German doll and like bear plush companies, and sometimes you do pronounce it with the ooh sound.
Yeah, I know.
But I guess this is just Gund. But I was saying Gund.
I heard everyone over here says Gund. So.
Yeah. So this is Lassie. It's an official Lassie plush.
This is what happened. Lassie, this is where they wound up.
So Lassie's going to get listed if you want your own pet Lassie.
Lassie's been stuffed.
Yeah, you don't have to take Lassie for a walk. You don't have to clean up poops.
If you fall on a well, you're screwed. Lassie, this Lassie can't help you.
This one won't help you get out of the well.
No.
He's very cute, though. So, yeah, I'll get him listed this week.
A lot of other stuff I found the other day was just small things, like little tiny toys and a lot of electronic stuff, like radios, but nothing interesting to show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got some other little odds and ends that I listed, like little figurines and toys, some jewelry pieces recently. But, yeah, I only wanted to share, like, a few things today. So... my goal is I'm trying to list 40 to 60 eBay items a week. Today I listed 20 items.
You almost done working for a week.
Huh?
Almost done working for a week.
Tomorrow I'm going to try to list another 20. Possibly 40 if I can get it to 40.
Whoa.
Yeah. But it really does help the store, and then going through the old inventory, like if you go through, like on the computer, on the seller screen, and look through your oldest listings.
The computer.
On the computer. I use the eBay app, but some stuff is still like old school, better to look at everything on the computer. And I could go through and look at my old listings, check the prices, adjust shipping, see if I still want it in the store, if I just want to donate it or lower the price or whatever. So, listing the new and then checking on the old listings too to try to keep it moving, and sending out offers. And be open to offers. A lot of my items, I do have like a best offer on there. So if people want to send an offer, they can. And we can have some haggling.
Sounds good.
So yeah, sales are steady. Sales are pretty decent, and I'm just trying to grow it more. You know, I've got goals in mind, and I'm just trying to grow it more.
Yeah, I'm still. I don't know what I'm doing. My eBay stuff is like all over the place as far as sales go, and then what I need to do, part of it's what I've been doing around the house, is trying to make room for things so I can go through every piece if possible over time, relist it or get it out of my inventory, because some stuff is just sitting dead in the water and I don't know why. But I don't know. eBay's a fickle thing, so.
It is.
I just want one good year where I can, almost pay the house off. That'd be nice. It's possible.
It is possible, but you have to really work at it.
I know this. I really work at a lot of other things.
I know. You've got a whole other full-time
I've got too many irons
gig
on the fire
going
right
on.
now.
So
between the show, my full-time gig.
You could even scale back eBay probably. I just sell
so
like a
hard.
few categories, like maybe get rid of some stuff that hasn't sold, like just do like a clean slate type of thing.
And that would be
like a fresh start.
And the stuff I love buying are like media, like CDs and DVDs, but they don't sell good. I do sell them some, but not enough. Like that, clothing is definitely the lowest for me. Like I don't have a lot of clothing.
Clothing is tough to sell, and it is the most returned.
Yeah, clothing
is tough.
CDs and DVDs.
Because the styles change so much. Yeah, and then CDs and DVDs, only certain DVDs and CDs sell. Only if it's something rare or maybe something autographed or out of print, like if they only made so many of this box set. But even then, like some of those box sets of TV shows, like it seems like no one cares about
those are
physical media.
They
just don't sell. Like we found some at a thrift store where the price was cheap, like $1 or $2, and you look them up on your phone and that you could see they're just not selling.
Well, yeah, and you could see it at flea markets when we go there. People can't give DVDs away.
Oh, and they usually sell the DVDs cheap.
They'll have them like 50 cents, 3 for $1, and they're sitting there, and you'll see them 2 years later, the same DVDs.
Yeah.
Like nobody wants them.
Right.
I do if they're the right ones, but I found some cool ones a couple of weeks ago at a flea market that were, I knew that they were. I sold a set of Enterprise, the TV show with Scott Bakula. It was a sealed set of the whole series. I paid $4 for it. I sold it for like $50. So things. It was a sealed set of for DVDs, but it has to be stuff like that.
It has to be like certain things that are. Yeah, because not many DVDs sell for $50 anymore.
No.
Most of them are like cheap now.
Yeah,
and most people seem to be wanting to get rid of their DVDs.
Their physical media.
They're wanting to declutter and get rid of it. Well, because they're. I know why. They're already paying for like 5 subscription services where they can watch a bunch of movies on there. So in their minds, well, I'm already paying for this. I don't want to pay for DVDs. I don't want to collect them.
You wait till your stuff gets lost on the cloud, and then
there's some people that have that mindset, but I think it's cool to collect physical media, but it can take up a lot of space.
And that stuff is bulky; it's heavy.
Yeah.
I realized that years ago with CDs, when I was moving or something, and I had one of those just like the biggest suitcase you could ever have. I filled it with CDs. Mm-hmm. I couldn't lift that thing. Like this is all plastic.
Yeah.
Like 50 pounds of plastic. It's like for what? A suitcase full of CDs, and I had more.
Wow.
So it's like, what am I gonna do? But I still have a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So, it's certain categories do better than others with eBay.
Yeah.
And I'm very particular with clothing. I have some clothing pieces I need to list that I think will sell, but I have some nice dress clothing pieces like suit jackets, blazers, ladies like pantsuits that are like Christian Dior and stuff like that, but it's just not selling because no one dresses up anymore.
I was shocked.
And with clothes, most of the time people want to see them in person and try them on in person.
I was shocked, yeah, of course.
So I'm learning the hard way, I've learned the hard way not to deal with clothes.
When you had those Oddfellow robes like from the 1900s in your store, nobody bought them.
No one bought them.
Not a bite.
I think I only sold like 1 or 2, and then the other ones just sat. So like a lot of them I donated, or like I took the buttons off of them to sell, because people would buy the buttons, but they didn't want the whole robe.
Yeah, see, so it's so clothing's so weird.
And the fabric was like falling apart on some of those.
I think the people who are successful on eBay to sell clothing only sell clothing.
Yeah.
If you try to dabble in it, you're not gonna. It's tough. It's a tough category.
It is, and with the styles changing all the time. And then there's some people that will only deal with like vintage T-shirts, which is cool, but how often are you going to find vintage T-shirts? And how often are they going to sell enough where you can earn a living?
Yeah, you have to really.
It's some. Yeah, you could find maybe once in a while a really obscure band T-shirt and flip it for a couple $100.
And I did.
And we have, and people do. Mm-hmm. But those you don't always find, because most T-shirts, if it's someone's favorite T-shirt, like a band they really love or a movie they like, you're going to wear that thing until it falls apart.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I got that one
time.
So
to find them in decent condition, on top of actually finding them, is very tough.
We were at a Goodwill years and years ago, and the Honey Hole. Mm-hmm. And we were there for a little bit, and you're like, I want to go. So we'll go. I'm doing my thing where I'm looking at every little thing before I leave. And on the way out, I just noticed there was a yellow tie-dyed shirt kind of poked out. Mm-hmm. I picked it up, and there's like a Grateful Dead type of sunflower thing going. I'm like, ooh, this looks like it could be good. Oh? And it was really good, yeah.
And it was, you got lucky.
I sold it to someone in Italy for like $200.
That's cool.
They get it up for $3, but they made me an offer, so $4 I paid for that shirt. And but I haven't seen one since. This was like maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah. So it's very few and far between.
We're looking, too. We're looking.
And then, at some thrift stores, I call them the clothing hounds. There's certain people who, the trendier, younger people, they're looking for the vintage clothes.
Sure.
And I think maybe they're starting out reselling, and they're reselling vintage clothes, or they're looking for vintage clothes that they could wear or sell to their friends or something.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, vintage.
So, but anything 20 years or older now is considered vintage.
Right.
So, stuff that, and I wouldn't think it's that old, but I guess it is that old. Like stuff from the Y2K era.
Yep.
Stuff from the late 90s.
Officially 4 years over the 20-year limit.
I was a teenager then. But I guess that's old now.
Welcome to the party, pal.
I guess I'm one of the older peoples now. And I didn't think that was that long ago. But, now to like the Gen Z, oh, that's vintage.
Right.
Oh, Y2K, late 90s, oh, that's a vintage T-shirt. Backstreet Boys, oh, that's a retro T-shirt. What?
Jeez. Crazy.
Yeah. It's just funny how that all works out. Time goes by too fast.
Any questions in the chat?
Chat. Gotta know what you're about by knowing what you're not about.
Boom.
UFOs, no joke, says that. Rich says, I still collect DVDs myself. David says some DVDs skip when new, and who wants to guarantee that a used DVD will play?
Well, and the thing is, too, I've been really lucky with anything I've sold, DVD or CD, or VHS, DVD, or CD. I haven't had a return yet.
And people are talking about Kmart. I started a whole Kmart discussion.
Kmart is the savings.
I miss Kmart. I loved Kmart.
Yeah.
I worked for a Kmart when I was in high school for a couple years. And then they filed bankruptcy, and they cut my hours, and I had to go find work somewhere.
Because they hired you? They
didn't file bankruptcy because they hired me.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't that demanding.
Oops, costing us a lot, lady.
No.
Young lady.
No. And then I had to pursue work other places.
Other marts.
At other stores, establishments. Mm-hmm. But I liked them. I did. I missed their bakery. I liked getting croissants from their bakery.
Okay. Kmart?
Yeah, Kmart had the Super Kmart's had a nice bakery. And the one was like a 24-hour one. So, 10 o'clock at night, 2 in the morning. I'm hungry. I want croissants. You could run out and get croissants there.
Well, I remember growing up on my street in Cleveland, and the neighborhood I grew up in, we had a Grey Drug and an SS Kresge, which was, I thought, affiliated somehow with Kmart, I think.
Yeah.
So I remember seeing some SS Kresge tags or something at Kmart, like it's kind of the same company. You could look it up. But they had a lunch counter in the Kresges.
Super Kmart had a lunch counter.
And it was neat, old school.
And they had like the Slurpee or slushy machines or icy. Was it the icy machine?
All the I mean, I know
and the
Target.
pretzels.
Target does it now. They've done it with the popcorn. Right?
The popcorn.
But yeah, there were Uncle Bill's was another place I used to like to go to, a big department store, and it would be like next to a grocery store, like Pick and Pay.
Oh, and Hills used to do that too.
Yeah, when you walk in, you smell the popcorn.
Yes.
And you know it was like a day at the store.
I loved it.
It's like, as a kid, that was, and then the
Hills
slushie machine.
is where the toys are.
Well,
the Hills catalog.
Yeah, and
I wish I could.
That was your. Yeah, you had that. We had. I'm a little older than you, but so we had. Giant Tigers, Uncle Bill's, other big department stores like that. Not Silverman's. There's some other ones. Cunningham's, I think, was one that people used to go to all the time. Zare, that was a big one.
Kmart subs were legendary, says Kev Thulu.
Yeah, I saw I wanted to make some of those. There was the recipe someone shared on Facebook not that long ago.
Yeah, their sandwiches were good, and they used to, on special occasions, like if you were so many days accident free, or if it was like a holiday thing, they would have sub sandwiches in the break room if you were working at Kmart. I remember they would have them back there. They were very good.
Nice.
The things you remember. Like,
hey, the good times, right?
Yeah, yeah. Best place to Christmas shop was Kmart, says Kev.
And they had layaway.
Yes. Do stores even do layaway
anymore? I think
anymore?
they do. I think they still do layaway.
It's such like an old school thing.
They're going to have to bring that back because no one has any money.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's broke now, so...
Jesus. I mean, yeah.
Bring back the layaway.
Well, not too fast, that layaway. Don't get rid of it
since they brought back that 1980s inflation.
It's terrible.
Oh, boy.
Sorry. Yeah, what's wrong with me?
Sears James says, I still have tons of concert t-shirts from the 80s back when music was great. Ooh,
yeah,
nice.
they're worth a mint.
Layaway was the best, says Ed. The layaway fees were probably lower than what the credit card fees are now.
And from what I remember...
Honestly, the way that they charge interest on that,
it
was probably better.
I did layaway a few times, but I thought it was younger. I think when you were young, you could put stuff in layaway, just as long as you had money.
I think if you had like a parent sign for you, or if you were like...
I can't remember the stipulation.
Yeah, I think you had to be like an adult. But if you were like a teenager, your parent
I might have been
for
like
you.
18 or 19.
Yeah.
I think when I did some layaway stuff and they let me do it.
As long as you had your ID or
Made
whatever.
you feel like, it was like credit, but
you felt kind of grown up.
You didn't get the stuff until you paid it all off.
Yeah, like they hold it for you and you would make payments
layaway.
on it. So funny.
Wow.
Back in the day. Put it on layaway.
God, they hold your stuff hostage until you can pay for it. Christmas was always iffy until the last minute, until Mom got in there with the money, the dough.
Yeah.
To pay for the stuff.
Otherwise, it might be a thrift store Christmas.
I'm dreaming
of a Goodwill Christmas. Mom couldn't pay the layaway.
But that would be expensive now. You say the prices in Goodwill.
Now the prices are expensive. But
Nutty.
Yeah, one year for Christmas, and we were little kids, my brother and I, my mom got one of those big refrigerator boxes. And I think she went to like whatever Goodwill thrift store and bought us a bunch of toys and stuffed the box of toys. Just here's a bunch of secondhand toys for Christmas. But when you're like 5 or 6 years old, you don't care. Cool. You're like, wow, there's one giant present that we get to open up, and it's cool filled with a bunch of toys.
And maybe some bed bugs if we're lucky.
Oh gosh.
Free.
Luckily none of that. But, and then you get to play with the cardboard box, too.
If you're poor enough, you eat it.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, it's wheat bread. Pretend it's wheat bread.
That's your pizza crust. Cardboard.
Well, it's burning in the toaster. I'm making fun of people that are,
No, because I grew up,
Oh, yeah, we grew up with a couple of bucks here and there. That was it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we grew up not wealthy.
I felt like the Little Rascals when we were little. Like we just were that kind of...
Yep.
Not dirt poor, but, we didn't have the latest, greatest thing. And...
No, we didn't. We were, But it worked out, We're still here.
Yeah.
So.
It all turned out all right, I think.
Our moms did their best.
Did they? Did they? You think they're... No, I'm just kidding.
I think so.
Of course they
did. I think they tried their best.
Yeah.
Okay, so we went totally kind of off topic.
That's okay.
But... so we're looking forward to going to the flea market more, going to yard sales more. Mm-hmm. I keep checking for yard sale listings, but because of the rain...
Well, last week, yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of rain last week. I haven't seen a lot of yard sales recently, but I'm thinking they're going to pop up very soon.
This weekend will probably be a bunch.
In the next couple weeks.
And then there's Memorial Day coming up.
Yeah.
where we go to a certain flea market that's really big on that day. I don't know why we go, but we go, and it's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
That's where I found the Goulardi autograph.
That is.
Ah! Oh, there goes the Tome of Terror. Any injuries?
Kev Thulu says, Roger Corman died. What's your favorite Corman flick?
Oh, yeah, we were going to probably talk about that on the Harry Scary Hangout.
Yeah, we'll probably talk about that next.
But if, yeah, I mean,
or Friday.
But you can answer their question now.
Probably Little Shop of Horrors.
Dang it, you beat me to that one.
I love that movie so much. Oh, and the Corman did he did make a Fantastic Four.
I like that too.
I did like his version of the Fantastic Four from the early 90s.
I like Wasp Woman for some reason.
Wasp Woman is also good.
Kind of fun.
There's a lot of good Corman movies. Yeah. And he lived to be 98 years old, which is amazing.
Yeah.
He had a full life. His career spanned like 7 decades. He worked on so many things. And so many actors owe their stardom to Corman giving them an opportunity, giving them a break, getting them in the biz, you know.
Jack Nicholson he was in The Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things and The Terror, which was a Roger Corman movie, I believe, with what's his name?
Wait, what? Say that again?
The Terror.
Oh, The Terror.
Terror.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson was in that, as well as Boris Karloff.
Yes. The Raven. Karloff.
Yes.
Kev says he likes The Raven with Karloff and Vincent Price and more. Oh, and Peter Lorre. I thought it said and more. It's and Lorre. Peter Lorre.
Excuse me.
Oh, I didn't fart. That's my phone.
Not this time, you didn't.
Gosh. Lois says, I love his Fantastic Four. It was super low budget and some of the effects were laughable, but it was all heart and a fun watch. See it if you can find it.
Well, yeah, we and to Lois, next time we meet, we talked about watching one movie, but then I do have like a making of the Roger Corman Fantastic Four movie I haven't watched yet. So I don't know if they've seen it.
We'll have to.
But if not, then that could be one we put in the player when you guys are over here next time.
Yeah, that's cool. One to watch for sure.
Yeah, it's a making of type of thing, a documentary on the making of the Roger Corman. Good timing with that, I guess. You can watch that.
Lois says, I would love to see that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. We haven't seen it yet either, so it's on the burner.
And Wiki Bobby says it's on YouTube.
The making of?
No, the movie.
Yeah, it's all over the place. I remember I bought that movie. I still have the VHS copy of Roger Corman's Fantastic Four. It was one of those convention dubs that people were selling for $20 a pop, making hand over fist money, you know. But now you can't. Nobody cares. But
so, okay, we'll probably wrap up this podcast. It's a little past 7.
That's okay.
We usually do it for around an hour.
Yeah.
The podcast, that is.
In my 20s, no.
So yeah, it's the thrill of the hunt. We're looking forward to finding more goodies, listing more stuff, getting more stuff sold and getting it out of here.
Yes.
Getting items new homes.
Yeah.
And making more Harry Scary Hangout shows. We love it all. And we love you guys for listening in and watching our podcast.
That's right. New show this Friday night. So Harry Scary Hangout, I should say, on this YouTube channel. Yeah. 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time.
So join us Friday. But for now, good night. Good fright, everybody. Mwah. We're going to sign off.
Laters.
See ya laters, alligators.